Hi, and welcome to Two Ordinary Nerds, a podcast where two ordinary nerds talk about ordinary nerdy things. I'm Lewis Booth. To my right of me is Daniel Narvesa. How's it going, Daniel?
I'm doing good. How are you, Lou?
Well, not bad. Just hanging out, enjoying Halloween spirit.
Ooh, so this is going to be a Halloween episode?
Yeah, that's going to be a Halloween episode, so we're going to...
And what are you drinking tonight?
I'm drinking on some Boulevard Wheat.
Ooh,
It's a wheat beer from Boulevard. That's in Kansas City. Check them out.
And I'm having a Boulevard Bourbon Barrel Quad. It's been aged in a bourbon barrel. It's one of those beers you can have one or two and you're done pretty much. And I like it, but my partner over here doesn't like it because he's not British.
It's just, it's not good enough.
So let's all get into our snug in our little.
Let's get into our costumes and go door to door
For trick or treating.
See whatever.
The podcast of hell.
The podcast of hell.
Alright, so this episode we're going to talk about our favorite horror movies.
Horror/Halloween movies.
Well, yeah. Well, horror/Halloween. You want to add that input? Like, if it's a Halloween movie, it's good?
Yeah, because, like, one of my favorite movies, and I don't care what you say, is Hocus Pocus.
I like Hocus Pocus. It's a
Hocus
good movie.
Pocus is amazing.
So, tell me about a little bit of Hocus Pocus. What do you like about it? What is so special for you in Halloween?
Nostalgic. It just makes me remind me of my childhood, but it's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I just like it's just a all around good movie. I mean, it's light-hearted. It's not really super dark, but it still has like some effed up stuff about it for being like kind of a kid movie.
Mm-hmm.
Still good. I mean, like the main character is accused of arson and.
I always liked the guy who had his mouth shut off and they had to open it and it goes pah, and the little dust comes out. I thought that was always kind of fun. And Sarah Jessica Parker's in it, right?
Yes, she is. That was one of her first things that she's done.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great movie. So yeah, that's what we're going to be talking about today. Just stuff like that. What's one of your favorite movies?
So I'm more into this. So there's different type of horror, and I like more the psychological horror. So there's two types of horror stories or movies. There's more psychological, and the other one is more jump scares, like Halloween the 13th. And so one of my favorite psychological is the ones that, it's not that they're scary during the movie, but when you go home and you start thinking about it, it starts to freak you out. One of it's like Silence of the Lambs. I'm not sure if it's considered horror or not, but it scares.
More of like a thriller, but
it scares the shit out of me. Once, it's not during the movie, but once you get out and you start thinking about it, and it's like, oh, there's people out there that do that.
Are you worried that you're going to be put into a well and you're going to be asked to put lotion on your skin or get those again?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. But that's one of my scary movies. Like, it's directed by Jonathan Demme, and it has, great actors like Anthony Hopkins and Julie Foster. So, if you've never seen that movie, I think it's become a trilogy now. But watch the original, The Silence of the Lambs.
The other ones are right, but
it will freak the fuck out of you.
Yeah, it's a pretty messed up movie.
What type of horror movies do you like?
Well,
are you more of the jump scare type of thing, or you're?
No, if it's like a jump scare kind of horror movies, I usually laugh. Like the stuff I would say like I like The Purge. Those movies are awesome because it's kind of realistic. But the kind of horror movies I really like are the ones where it's really messed up, but in the end the victims become like just kill the people that are crazy, like in.
The Hills Have Eyes?
Yeah, exactly like The Hills Have Eyes is my favorite horror movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The original one or the
original
or the remake?
Yeah, the original.
The remake is still pretty good too.
Well, that's what I meant. I meant like the remake. I forgot there was an original. Yeah, I'm talking about the remake. The first one that came out?
Yeah. The one with the family who gets stuck in the desert?
Yeah, and the dad gets burned at the stake. That was messed up.
Yeah.
I like it though because like the nerdy dad or whatever just whoops ass at the end. It was pretty cool. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I really like The Purge because it's realistic and it just shows...
like more like a more realistic approach in horror?
I
Not
do.
like so much like, oh, there's a, a toy trying to kill you.
Yeah, those just make me laugh. The ones I really don't like, though, are the ones where it's like someone's breaking into your house or, you know...
Isn't the Purge breaking into the house?
Yeah, but the Purge is still entertaining to watch. But, like, I'm talking about, like...
the Cabin on the Left, something like that. Is it that one?
What's that movie? It's based off... Like, stuff that's based off of a true story. That became, like, In Cold Blood. That movie's really fucked up, and it's based off of a true story of a family that got killed here in Kansas. I saw that movie when I was like 13, and I slept with the lights on because I was like, dude, this shit's gonna happen to us.
That's fair point. Fair point.
What about you?
Another one that I like a lot. It's the ghost spirit ones. Even though I'm very skeptical.
Like that Paranormal Activity.
Paranormal Activity, the first one.
Found footage stuff.
Not found footage. Yes, it could be. That's not to be found footage. Like The Exorcist. The Exorcist with I think it's directed by William Friedkin.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that movie scared the shit out of me when I was a little kid. I mean, it got me. When I was a little kid, it was just, you're a little kid, and that thing is like, I remember having nightmares and going to bed by myself and thinking, like there's gonna be somebody who's gonna possess me or Paranormal Activities was another one that's my favorites. The first one when it came out after, like, if I'd never seen the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5, the 6, the 7, it would have been it would be top 3. But with all those craps coming at me, it just distills how good it was.
Yeah.
It was directed by Gregory Plotkin.
Sir Gregor Clegane, The Mountain.
The Mountain. But it was like this guy did it with like a home camera, and he did, and it was good. It was all psychological. Like you never see the monster. It's slowly, and you did the music and intense, and then every time I sleep and I still have my leg out, even though I can still sleep, I still have to put it back in when I think about it because I think it's gonna pull me. So it's one of those movies that are good.
You want to know one of the best horror things that came out this year that I like?
Which one?
Stranger Things.
Oh, is it considered horror?
Yeah, because there's monsters and stuff.
I guess it's true. I wouldn't consider that one of my favorite horror. I think it's a fun show, but I don't think it's horror. I don't think Walking Dead is horror.
Yeah, I mean, but I shouldn't have said show because we are just talking strictly movies here. But I just thought about throwing that in there.
Another one that I liked also was, for example, The Others with Alejandro.
The one with Nicole Kidman.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, that one's a good movie.
The directors have Spanish, have Chilean, so it's a big part of Spain, my country.
That one's kind of like The Sixth Sense in a way that they don't. Spoiler alert, but if you haven't seen these movies, they've been out for a while. But it's kind of like where at the end they find out, oh wait, I'm dead. Mm-hmm. Like instead of they thinking that they're actually maintaining their house, being like a living family, then they realize like, oh shit, I'm actually dead.
But the movie that I will say that scared me the most, or had the biggest influence in my life, is It, the Clown.
That movie's fucking.
I don't like clowns. I can't stand them. I'm a bit afraid of them. Now with all the new clown phase that's coming out, no, it was way before that. It scares me.
Yeah.
I remember watching it with my older brother and one of his friends, and they made me watch it, and I'm still terrified of that clown to this day.
Yeah, see, the movie didn't scare me. It made me laugh, and I was just like, this movie's kind of stupid.
Well, if I see it now, it's stupid, but it made an impact.
Yeah, I can see that.
It made an impact. I don't like clowns anymore.
I won't watch In Cold Blood. I mean, I know how that feels because I will not watch that movie.
Mm-hmm.
I would have to say, like, Signs is one that got me. A lot of people would be like, oh, that's really not that scary of a movie, because it's just about aliens. But a friend of mine and I went and saw that movie when it came out. We were kids. And dude, like when the alien first walks out, it's just like, oh shit! I mean, I was actually kind of freaked out
when it comes out from the little like
the
bushes. Yeah. One of the I've seen lately that is great is Goodnight Mommy. It's in 2015. I think it's Swedish. I'm not 100% sure where it's from, but it's so great. It's about there's 2 kids who their mom goes to get plastic surgery, I think, from their face, and when she comes back, she's all bent up in the face.
Wow.
And the kids say that's not the mom, that's an imposter. And they basically, this is gonna be a spoiler of the movie, so if you wanna watch it, don't wanna be spoiled, come back, switch it like a couple times, or come back after you watch it. So basically, there's two kids, and the mom comes in with a face getting plastic surgery, and the kids is like, "That's not mom. She's acting weird. That's not mom. That's not mom." So basically, they started, doing tests to see if she's ever mom, and then they basically said like it's not mom. So they basically tie her to the bed. They basically hit her with a bat, tie her in the bed, and they start tell me where mom is, tell me what mom is, and they're like, basically don't let her feed. She pees herself because she's tied to the bed. They don't let her go.
So it was really her.
And then basically they're gonna say, well, if you don't tell us, we're gonna burn this house up with you. And the mom's like, no. And he's like, who? And it's like, you and your brother, me and him. It's like, your brother died. Your brother's dead. And basically, they burned the house down with the mom inside. Then they realized that the brother is dead. And the kid was always like hallucinating, or it's just the brother. Wow. And basically kills their mom. And the last scene is basically seeing the mom with the brother holding hands because they just killed mom, and just waiting for the kid to join them. So it's really good. So you just watch. It's one of those that it will fuck you up in the head.
Speaking of things that fuck you up in the head, I really like psychological thrillers, like things that will just like. Have you ever seen 1408 with John Cusack? That movie is so fucked up. Basically, he goes into this room that's in a hotel in New York. And a lot of people, they don't actually ever sell out the room because people that go in there, it's haunted and they kill themselves. So one way or another, they either jump out a window, they hang themselves, somehow they kill themselves. Well, he goes in there because he's a ghost hunter and he writes about it and he thinks that he can survive it. So he goes through all this whole ordeal.
Is it the clip that there is like treats in the bed and he looks in the window, when he looks back, the treats in the bed are still there? Oh, okay.
No, this one's crazy. And the fucked up thing about this movie is that there are two endings. I saw the extended ending, like the alternate ending, the first time when I rented it. But when they sold the movie, they all came separately. Like, they have like different... I mean, they all have that extra ending, but you could play it like, oh, I want to play it with this ending versus that one. And if you haven't seen the movie, it's fucked up. So I recently showed it to my sister, and it didn't have the same ending that it had when I saw it. And I was like, dude, what the fuck? I was like a little bit buzzed. I'm like, this is really fucked up. Because I know he fucking lived in that movie. And like, it shows his funeral. He died in the hotel because it just burned with him in it. And I was like, bullshit, man, what the fuck? And then I looked it up and there was an alternate ending where he actually does live. And I was like, whew. Yeah, it's really.
I think it is the one with it at all.
It might be.
So it's just one scene. I'm not sure. I know if he's talking to a little microphone, like a tape recorder.
It's on.
It's a Netflix.
It's on a specific server that we might both have. That.
Okay. So, but basically, so he's like, does he use a recorder to do?
Yeah, he does use a recorder.
So yeah, I just seen that scene that he basically uses a recorder. He's talking and he's eating, like he's laying in bed and he's eating like a chocolate mint. Like it's on top of the pillows, like the hotels do. And he goes there, looks at the window after he ate the chocolate mint, talks to the window, turns around, and the 2 mints are still there, like unwrapped, perfect, like 2 new mints. And I think it's the first time he's like, oh, like what the fuck? The
main thing that freaks me out about that movie is the music, because the music's Karen Carpenter, and the Carpenters are fucking creepy. Do you know who they are?
No, tell me.
The Carpenter, well, they're technically not creepy. Her voice is just eerie. I mean, truly, it's just a sad story. She died due to an eating disorder because the Billboard Top 100 kept calling her fat, and is
this a true story?
She actually died.
What happened?
She died from anorexia.
Oh, really?
Or no, it was bulimia, but yeah, she just got she was too frail in her body, wasn't getting the nutrients, and she died from the eating disorder. But yeah,
that's sad.
But it is very sad. And she was a good singer, but her music and the Carpenter music brings like just an eerie vibe. Like if you watch a lot of horror movies, they always play the Carpenters, and it's just, it gives you chills.
Mm-hmm. What else have you been?
Well, don't you? I know you'd mentioned that maybe you have a psychological thriller on there that you like too.
The Butterfly Effect?
Yeah, that one.
It's one of those that I don't consider a horror, but it's one of those that scare me. Just when you think about it.
That one has a fucking alternate ending also. Have you seen the alternate ending?
I've seen where he basically... Doesn't he kill himself to make...
That's the alternate ending. Yeah.
He killed himself so everybody else can be happy?
Mm-hmm. There's one where he goes and like I think the normal one's like where he goes and everything's fine. But the alternate ending is where he basically, all intents and purposes, aborts himself.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those movies that like I like it. It's subtle, like it's not. When you watch it, you won't be scared. When you won't be feeling. But it's one of those that when you go to bed and you start thinking about it, it's like it gets you thinking. It gets you like what all the major details that you've done in your life, what could have ramifications that it happened. Like if there's a movie, you can see the difference, but in real life, you can't. You don't know if you maybe actually woke up 5 minutes earlier, you could be dead because you got in a car accident. That's for me the horror part. Like the horror part, like the actual butterfly effect. Like one single thing, random thing in the world, like killing a prince, can start 2 world wars.
Yep.
Franz
Ferdinand.
Mm-hmm. Like the killing of Franz Ferdinand. Maybe it won't.
Are you saying you want to take me out?
Take me out tonight.
Get it? Because Franz Ferdinand made that music. It's a good innuendo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What else do you have on there?
Well, another one that lighter mood that I kind of like is, I think it's one of the best is Nightmare Before Christmas. I absolutely adore that movie.
Okay, it's a Halloween movie.
Yeah.
It's not horror, it's Halloween.
And a lot of people would yell at me for this because they probably would be like, oh, it's not that good of a movie. It's such not a good movie, according to some people, that they're going to remake it. But Van Helsing with Hugh Jackman. I love that movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I love it.
I'm not a big fan.
I don't know why. Probably because Kate Beckinsale, let's be honest. But no, but I really do like that movie. I just like the weapons and stuff he has. It's just really kind of fun.
Another one that I like that's kind of one that fucks you up with your mind a little bit is Shutter Island with Mark. It's Martin Scorsese, so it's going to be a good movie, and it has Leo DiCaprio and Mark Ruffalo. So
that movie's really interesting. And
it's one of those that fucks you in the head.
Well,
like, you think you're getting to the point that you're going to get it's like a mystery movie, but I think it's also like I said, it messes up with your head.
I don't think he actually was crazy. I think he was.
On point.
Well, I think that they paid Mark Ruffalo's character, and I think they were diving in too deep and investigating, and then they just twisted it around and like, dude, you're crazy. He's like, dude, I'm not crazy. And like, these are this evidence why I'm not crazy. And then they just basically.
But isn't that such a good movie?
Yeah, it's
like,
a great movie.
Like, you may think that he's crazy. You may think he's not crazy. And what would happen if the world tells you you're crazy? What happens if somebody comes into your house, breaks in, and they start taking you to the psych ward, and they say that you're crazy? Like for example, fucking Kyle doesn't exist.
Fucking Kyle.
Like, but imagine, like, you go there and everybody's like, no, Kyle doesn't exist. He's part of your imagination. You're crazy.
You're like, you mean I'm stuck with him forever?
Exactly. But just imagine, like, how would you react if anybody that would start saying like, no?
I would probably look at them and walk away.
No, you can't walk away. They're taking you to the psych ward, and they're gonna start pumping you with, and they're gonna be like, are you sure? Are you sure? Yeah. Like anybody, and then all your friends and family is like, no, like we all pretended that he existed for you, but we thought we were helping you.
That wouldn't make sense though, because I understand where you're coming from there, but if someone came here and was like, oh yeah, they would have to say all of you were fake, because you've been.
No, but that's the part. Like, you can imagine all that thing.
Oh yeah, it's crazy to think about and it's scary.
Yeah, yes, like how. What is another one? The Beautiful Mind. Although
that movie's amazing.
But there's The Beautiful Mind, Fight Club, all those movies like where.
Well, even down to Shawshank Redemption, even because Andy Dufresne was told that you committed this crime. He's like, I didn't kill anybody, man. But he had to be in jail for so long, and then finally he was just like, screw this, I'm getting out. And the scary thing about that is that happens to people.
Yeah.
That's horrifying alone in itself, as being wrongfully accused of a murder or some sort of crime and then your life being wasted.
And not only your life, it's like your family's also like
Screw you.
It destroys the family.
Yep.
But they're all good movies. You got any extras?
Yeah, I will have to just give a shout out. I love some of the Freddy Krueger movies just because his dream sequence where he just messes and kills people is hilarious.
It's a classic. There's nothing wrong with liking the classics. It's like I'm not a big fan of the the Texas Chainsaw.
Yeah, I don't like that.
But I mean, I get why you be afraid, and I think if there's male things that get guys scared is more or less like or psychological or things that we cannot protect ourselves because we are raised in the society to be the strong, the protectors.
Mm-hmm.
So if a ghost comes in, you can't protect your wife, and that's what scares us. Or you cannot, you're psychological when you go to bed. And women, I feel, horror movies portray the violence against women.
Yeah,
like it's always like they get sexually abused, like in The Hills Have Eyes.
Yep.
Or they are murder, stab, or always be the first ones. Normally, one of the first ones to die in a horrible way. It's always know. But at the same time, they also creates great superwoman. Superwoman. Sorry, and it creates good like Alien.
Mm-hmm.
Like it makes a woman be strong and powerful and defeating the monster by herself.
I actually had that written down as Alien, Prometheus, and Predator. I loved Prometheus. Actually, the second one's coming out next year, but it's obviously a prequel to Alien. But yeah, I mean, they still had the strong female character in there that's like Sigourney Weaver and Alien.
Just great.
They're just amazing.
That girl made that movie.
Oh yeah.
And it's good in the fact that she is not like the damsel in distress. That she is not. She takes, she defeats the. Is it called an alien? What's it called? No, it's an
Alien.
No, isn't it? It has like a morph, anthropomorph, something. I think it's called like something like that. That could be. I don't know.
Yeah, and I like how they intertwine with Predator and stuff.
I wasn't a big fan of that.
I love Predator.
I like Predator, but the first one.
Get to the chopper!
I like the first two, the originals, but I'm not like when they start making Alien versus Predator. I'm not never a big fan of that.
Well, Alien versus Predator is because of Predator 2, because in Predator 2, they walk into the spaceship. Danny Glover does. He walks in the spaceship after killing the Predator, and he's allowed to go into the Predator ship, and they mark him on the face, because that's how they mark, like, oh, you're a victor, is they mark your face. And so he gets his face scarred as he killed one Predator, and they have skulls of all their enemies, and there's an alien head.
But I mean, Alien, the movie Alien, you barely see the alien at all. It's all like
beep 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 beep. Well, Predator is supposed to be more of like a thriller. I mean, Predator is
an action movie.
Yeah,
Predator's an action movie. Alien was horror. Yes, mix them together, you take the horror away. And for me, Alien, the first Alien, if you've never seen it, if it can freak you out because it's.
Yeah, sorry, keep going.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say another movie that's kind of like that I like is Dreamcatcher. Have you seen that?
Yep, I've seen it. It's a good movie.
Yeah.
One that I was gonna say that also it's not a horror, but it's kind of scary. Is it's not Donnie Darko. It's Requiem for a Dream. That movie is fucked up.
I've never seen it, but
it's one of those like you will see it and you won't do drugs in your life. This guy ends up with no arm.
Oh my god!
Like because he's injecting drugs and he gets clogged and he cut the arm and it's tough. It's a tough movie. So, but let's end this with like a good note, like a high note. What's the best way to end this segment? Unless you're done.
Oh, I'm done.
Than saying the Peanuts movie, the Pumpkin Patch, the Great Pumpkin Patch.
Oh fuck you! That movie scares me, dude. I'm telling you.
What is it? Is it
Snoopy is a fucking
Charlie Brown and the.
It's Charlie Brown and his gang, the Peanuts gang.
But what's the movie called?
I don't know.
Okay, I'll look it up pretty quick, so we can get our audience the right information. But you can continue talking.
Yeah. I like the kind of good-hearted Halloween movies, though. They really get you in the spirit. Really.
It's The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown.
Yeah.
That's what it's called.
It's a good one.
Yeah, it's one of those. It's classic. It's fun. If you have kids, watch it. If you don't have kids, watch it the same.
Yep.
We'll have a good time.
Yep. Is that it? You good?
I think it's it.
All right, everyone. Everybody have a good week. Email us at 2ordinarynerds. Follow us on Facebook at 2ordinarynerds. Twitter.
2 Ordinary Nerd.
Hopefully one day on YouTube.
2 Ordinary Nerds. It's coming. It will come soon.
Cheers.
And I'll say that.
Cheers.
Cheers.